Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me on today. This is Monday, May the 10th, 2021. Guys, we are almost halfway into the year of 2021. That is amazing. I just can't believe, how quickly, things have, really moved. We're actually in the second quarter of the year. So if you guys haven't gotten your fiscal year for your businesses together, we're in the second quarter and soon here we'll be talking about Christmas and the holidays again. So I just wanted to just stop by briefly to talk about if you're too busy, or if you say you're too busy to learn, if you're too busy to really dive deep into what it means to go into the next level of financial stability, then you're lying. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. Let's push aside the excuses, because we have excuses for everything. We have excuses for things that we don't want to do, but we'll do the things that doesn't really bring us value. And I just want to just quickly talk about that. How we can just really. I just don't get how we can really have time for foolishness. But when it comes to the very, very important things that really will bring us next level living, we have excuses for those types of things. We have excuses. We don't want to do the work. And basically what happens is you really push yourself out of, thinking that, hey, I don't have the capacity to actually really own in and be laser focused in order to move into the next dimension of my life, or the next realm of my life. Let me tell you, there are some things that have been going on. Let me tell you, there's so many things that have been happening in this cryptocurrency space. At one point, things were kind of rolling a little bit slowly. But let me tell you, things are starting to pick up more and more and more as it relates to cryptocurrency. And I'm just, for those who are watching, I know some of you may have, really invested in cryptocurrency and, put a little money here and put a little money there. But, as things start to progress, now you have Time Magazine. Time Magazine, ladies and gentlemen, that is actually now involved in crypto. You have Venmo now that is involved in crypto. Here back in February, the gentleman who created MicroStrategy actually set up a conference, maybe like a 2 or 3 day conference. And in that conference, he actually gave businesses the blueprint on how to actually capitalize on cryptocurrency. So now, we're finding now that Bitcoin, has a market cap. And once that market cap has been used up, there's no longer the availability that this coin will be available to be able to invest or purchase in. So as I stated, things are actually really starting to pick up some momentum as it relates to the cryptocurrency world. So my thing is this, you're not going to deny your children food and water. You're not going to deny yourself a shelter. You're not going to deny yourself the ability to go to your job every single day. Why? Because if you don't show up for work, you will no longer have a job. But you show up for those things. But you won't show up for your own success. You won't show up to be laser focused. You won't show up to learn something new. You won't show up to even adjust to what's happening here in this wealth space. You definitely have to show up for those things. And I'm just here briefly to just spark some momentum, spark some fire up under you, to start really owning in and focusing on what are your next steps? What's your strategy? What's your why? Identify your why. Identify why you are either looking to secure some financial freedom. Some people are leaving their jobs once they figure out, man, I learned this is not as hard as I thought it would be, but it gave them the fire to say, hey, I think I'm going to fire my boss, or I have a strategy after this particular project is over. I'm going to start fully engaging and moving into really understanding and really investing in myself. You know, Robert Kiyosaki talks about there's 95% of people on the left side of money. That means either you're a contractor, or you work for yourself, or you work for someone else. Understand, guys, 95% of people work for someone else. They're working to build somebody else's future. They're working to build somebody else's business or legacy. And they don't even have time enough for their own. And that's the reason why you're saying you're too busy to really, 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 and seriously work on how can I get out of the rat race? How can I move into another way of thinking? I had the opportunity to actually get in a conference today. It's a 5-day conference with Bob Proctor. And he's talking about, it's 5 days, how to develop the mindset. And it's like, once you develop your mindset, once you actually really start thinking, you really start reacting, you start moving in the direction of where your thoughts are going, trust me, everything else is going to follow behind. So I just want to say, if you are making excuses and you're saying that you are too busy to learn anything, or you're too busy, to focus on yourself, then you're telling yourself a lie. You're lying, because you have time to do everything else under the sun that doesn't serve you any purpose. You have time to go and hang out. You have time to go and, eat and hang out and do all kinds of things, but you don't have time to seriously sit down, come up with a plan and a strategy in order to move into your next level of living. I'm just saying. You have the time, you just don't want to commit. And when you don't want to commit, guess what? The things that you want to happen is not going to happen in the time frame that you would like it to happen. See, once you start shifting your mind, and your actions start to follow, the mindset you develop as it relates to wealth, then that actually really catapults all of your decision making. It really catapults the next level of living, and it pushes it up a little. It pushes it up far much further, at least 75 to 85% further than it would if you made excuses for it. So I just want to say thank you for the time that you've got on this live to listen to me, and I'm going to be coming more with more content, as it relates to the mindset, as it relates to, cryptocurrency. But I definitely want those who are actually going to be in the Dallas, Texas, and the Houston area, that you guys, I'm going to be there on May the 13th in Houston, Texas, and I'm going to be in Dallas May the 14th through the 15th. And I definitely ask that you RSVP. You can text me at this number, 404 590 5068. And let's see, that you can actually text me at that number so that I can give you some instructions on how to be present, what's going to be going on in those 2 days of being in the state of Texas. And when I say we're going to be in a room full of millionaires, this is going to be your opportunity to ask questions. This is going to be your opportunity to get in a room, the same room with those individuals who maybe have been at one time once like you, but decided to change their mind and decided that they wanted something different, and they actually executed that. So if you're in Dallas, Texas on May the 14th and May the 15th, please reach out to me. And if you are also in Houston, Texas on May the 13th, which will be this Thursday, absolutely reach out to me. I'll give you some directions and instructions and the location details, because that also is going to give you action-packed information where you're going to actually be in people in the rooms, in the same rooms, sitting shoulder to shoulder, shoulder to shoulder, to individuals that you wouldn't necessarily have access to on a daily basis. So really, utilize and capitalize on this moment. Reach out to me, share this information with other individuals. If you have family in those cities, definitely tag them on this post so that they'll know to come out, and actually reach out to me so that I can give them, really location details. So if you have family and friends that are in Houston, Dallas, Texas, on the 13th, and if you have friends and family or coworkers, anyone that you know that's in Dallas on the 14th, give them this information, tag their names in this particular live, and I'll definitely reach out to them, because we're really going to be showing you and sharing some really wealth gems that you cannot pass by. Don't, don't neglect the information that is going to be provided to you. It's serious information, is life-changing information, and it's going to be, conversations that you may not even hear on a daily basis. Talking with individuals, you're talking to the rich now. You're talking to the rich. You're talking to people that are going to be there and actually going to be in the place that you want to be. So if you're looking to, really maximize and really grow your wealth and really, really understand, really, really know how to do this, which it doesn't take very much money to do, is less than $1,000, less than $500, then you definitely need to be in this place. Okay. So, but the event, the locations and the events are free to you. There's no cost to be able to get into these events. So I just wanted to, assure you of that. But May the 13th, Houston, Texas, and May the 14th and the 15th in Dallas, Texas. I'll see you guys soon. Talk to you and have a great day.